It's with solemn regret that we have so many deaths that occurred across the country. So I want to take a second from outside the box and just say my prayers go out to you and the families, those of you who lost loved ones. And prayers, a big shout out to all the nurses, doctors, first responders, the AMR units, the police units, sheriff departments, police departments, state troopers, marshals, all the first responders who arrive at the scenes when people are running in concern or people are concerned about things, that these first responders are the ones who show up to the scene to handle business and get things done. So my kudos go out to all of you, and God's blessing be upon you and your families. Outside the box, Ation. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and you'll get any updates on any new videos we put out. Let's get in. The new, the world premiere, I guess, of the Clark Sisters movie coming out tonight. And one of the things that's really just been heavy on my heart, as you guys know, at Outside the Box, there's a lot of things that we kind of will address that maybe you don't hear being said anywhere, or nobody's probably going to bring it up, or even dare state it, just because maybe there's a sense that we're going to make a lot of people mad. We probably will with even this. This is probably going to make some people mad, but we're looking to bring thought-provoking material and information. That's the whole goal, is to think about what we think about. And I realize that Clark Sisters, very powerful song team from many years back, before my time even, or when I was a kid, and very powerful gospel group, and came from a great family, and really have done some prominent things in gospel music. But one thing that really occurred to me and hit home with me, and if you know anything about who put the movie out, then you probably kind of know where I'm going already. But we have three women who pretty much got this movie off the ground, with Mary J. Blige and Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah. And respect the talent of these women and how amazing they are. But I always, have to take this back to God. And I'm wondering, the first thing came to my mind is, why is it that we have three women who are singing in the secular setting, or even two of them who live an alternative lifestyle? They're not straight, they're gay women, telling the story about a gospel family who rose to prominence by singing God's music. There's even an article out where Missy was stating to the interviewer that clearly the Clark Sisters didn't influence her lyrics, but they just their sound influenced her. So it just puts a stamp in my mind that maybe as Christian, as the people who we walk around as the people of faith, we have to put our people on the map. And when I say our people, I mean God's people. If we're a part of God's, representing God's family, we have to make sure that the world gets the story the way people of the faith tell the story, as opposed to people who don't represent Christ and don't represent what he represents. I find that to be a popular theme nowadays. A popular theme is to get well-known, big-name people who are world-renowned, obviously, and get them as the front runners or the face of a product or a project. And in that way, you'll get people to pay attention to it. But again, that just kind of reminds me that we have not done the best job of putting our people out there. And that's what I think of the faith, that we have to start marketing our people, getting our people out there, and putting these prominent stories on display for the world to see. Or even more interesting, I noticed that we feel like that we need the world's stamp of approval for the things that we do in the Christian faith, or maybe the Christian music industry, that we need the world's approval for what we do, as opposed to God's approval, who is the only person that we should be looking to please when we get up and worship him anyway in song. And again, I'm not saying something to disregard the talent and ability of any of these women who put this movie on. As I said before, they're very talented, and I respect their abilities and their talent. I have listened to them over the years, mainly before turning my life over to Christ and giving myself clear understanding about the hip-hop industry and what it stands for and all of that. But in the end, I'm just like you. I have an opinion. Some of you may have an opinion about this, may not have an opinion about it. Some of you will state it and some of you will not. So I'm no different. I'm just giving my take on what I see going on around us. And this is not the first time, and they're not the first people to do this or put this on. And I just want to conclude by saying that the world is not the answer to our problems, but we are definitely the answer to the world's problems as God's people. Outside the box, signing off.